everybody. So this past week, my friend Megan joined me for my journey and we headed down to Texas. And so our first stop was in Southern Illinois. It was about a 5-hour drive south that day. And we stayed at this fabulous place. It was a state park called Fern Cliff State Park in Southern Illinois. And it was breathtaking. There were these amazing geological formations and waterfalls, and we just had a lovely time once we got there, got set up, and wandered around the park. So it was great. I highly recommend it. It's a great place to go. And then our second night, we traveled on down to Arkansas. And for me, it was the first time in Arkansas in my life. And again, we stayed in another state park, which was fabulous. But there was no cell service for either her Verizon or for my T-Mobile. So we had about 24 hours of absolutely no contact. And it was, I've done this in the past where I'll take a Sunday and I just don't do anything technology. I turn off my phone, TV, radio, whatever, just for like the solitude. But it's a little different when you're kind of forced into it. So it was interesting. And I'm sure I'm going to experience that many more times over the next year. But that was my first. The other thing that happened on the way down to Arkansas is we drove down through the rest of Southern Illinois and through Missouri and into Arkansas. There was a lot of plains in terms of tall grasses and no trees on the highway. And the wind was going 20 miles an hour consistently with 30-mile-an-hour gusts. And I gotta tell you, I really learned how to drive Jack. It was really, this, like this. And then when a truck would come by, it would just push me, and so I had to be on high alert. So that was something new. And I suppose that in the future, if it gets real windy like that, I'll probably pull over and find a place to stay or whatever for a night. But we were kind of on a mission. I already had the campgrounds set up for the nights, and so got to get down there. So that's what we did. But once we were in Arkansas, it was beautiful again, and I was just so glad to finally be in that state because I'd never experienced it. And so get to make a little check mark for Arkansas. And there, it was really foresty and beautiful. And the following morning when we woke up, I woke up real early, and I put on the Merlin Bird app that I have out of Cornell. I have the Merlin Bird app. And as I sat there drinking my tea early in the morning at like 5-6 o'clock, there were 19 different kinds of bird calls coming. So it was really nice because back home, you might get 3 or 4 different kinds of birds. And so Arkansas is full of beautiful birds. And we actually saw a broad-tailed hawk while we were walking there. So that was pretty cool. And then the next day, we actually hit Texas. And so we stayed, where did we stay? Caddo Lake State Park. And apparently Caddo Lake is huge and it spans not only Texas, but also Louisiana. And but we stayed, it was just, I don't know, maybe about an hour south of Texarkana. And that was really nice too. And it was great. We had cell service. We had a great time there, but I was exhausted, 3 days of driving 4 to 5 hours every day. And, it's not like driving your car. You have to really pay attention when you're driving Jack. At least for now, I have to seriously pay attention. So I was kind of tired, but that was fun, seeing this area. And we walked out. I'll definitely put some pictures on the end of this video so that you can see. It was really beautiful in there. And there was this little pond that feeds into Caddo Lake. And the trees there had all these mosses coming down. It's just lovely. And we met some other campers there, which was a lot of fun. But our time was short again. Each day we would drive for the 4 or 5 hours and then have a little time to walk around and enjoy the place and then get to bed and get ready for the next day. And then our last day, we drove on down to Livingston, Texas. And that's the reason why we went down to Texas was for me primarily to take a 3-day course on, it was called RV Boot Camp. And I learned a lot there. I'll talk about that adventure in my next video. But again, that day driving down to Livingston, Texas was no problem. Everything went smoothly. It was really nice to have Megan's company along the way for this travel down to Texas. And at the same time, I also became much more comfortable driving Jack. That's a lot of time behind the wheel. It was both on the highway as well as on some back 2-lane roads, which was, beautiful. And one of the things that I really enjoyed seeing was some of the longhorn cattle. That was pretty cool. But anyway, I'm going to end this video with some of the video that I shot during the travels, as well as some pictures for you. And next time I will talk with you about my adventure at boot camp. Ferncliff State Park. Then we headed down through Missouri into Arkansas. And finally, we made it down into Texas. See y'all next time.